This portion of the webinar will address the project objectives and work plan template, as well as the cost sharing template. The first part of this presentation will cover the project objectives and work plan. Project objectives and work plan template is where the main goals that the project is seeking to accomplish will be outlined. This template will need to be downloaded from Amplifund or the SCBGP website and saved to your computer. Once this document has been completed, please upload it to the application in Amplifund. The project objectives and work plan template must be submitted as a Microsoft Word document. Please do not submit this document as any other file type, such as a PDF. Applications that have not attached this template, attached a blank file, or attached an unreadable or corrupt file may result in disqualification. An example of a completed project objectives and work plan can be found in Appendix A of the grant proposal instructions. This is an example of the project objectives and work plan template. At the top of the document are the application name or title, the applicant organization, the project start date, and the project end date. For the project start date and project end date, please use the date that the project activities will begin and end as listed within the timeline. The project start and end dates may be changed to expand upon or shorten the length of the project from the concept proposal phase. Please remember that projects may not start prior to November 1st, 2024 or end after June 30th, 2027. The template provides the option of listing up to 6 objectives. Additional objectives can be added by copying and pasting any additional tables necessary. Alternatively, unused tables can be deleted. Please do not change the formatting of this template in any way other than to add additional tables or lines or delete unused tables. Please note that it is very important the project objectives and work plan template does not exceed 5 pages once completed. The project objectives should identify the main goals that the proposed project is seeking to accomplish. All projects must provide at least one objective. This is an example of a project objective. The objective clearly states the goal, which is to develop a California specialty crop nutrition campaign, Cooking with Parents, aimed at encouraging children to try one new California specialty crop each month and cook with their parents. Objective activities should describe tasks that will be necessary to accomplish each of the identified project objectives by listing the activities that will be conducted. This information should be input in the table provided. Rows may be added or removed from the tables as needed, but please do not change the formatting of the template in any other way. Examples of objective activities could be develop overall campaign goals and objectives, create an educational poster to be distributed to local schools, prepare educational toolkits to be used during child-parent cooking classes. The Performed By column of the table is where projects will identify which members of the team will be doing the work for each activity listed. Examples of those who should be included are personnel, project participants, contractors, and/or subrecipients. Please make sure that each individual performing the task is listed by their title rather than their name, as illustrated in the example. If multiple individuals have the same title, distinguish them by using a number after their title, such as Project Director 1, Project Director 2. It is important to note that all individuals for whom SCBGP funding is requested within the budget narrative template are responsible for at least one activity listed in the project objectives and work plan template as well. So please ensure that everyone listed in the budget is also listed in the project objectives and work plan template. In the timeline column of the table, please provide the estimated beginning and end dates for each activity listed. Only include activities occurring within the grant period and indicate the date using the 3-letter month abbreviation and 4-digit numerical year as shown in the example. Please be sure to list a month and year for each activity. Note that other formats such as Year 1 or Summer 2024 are not acceptable. This is an example of what a completed project objectives and work plan template would look like. Please check to confirm that the application name or title and the applicant organization are correct. Also confirm that the project start date and project end date match with the application and are within the grant duration. Please double check to make sure that the objectives are properly explained and that the individuals performing tasks are listed by their title instead of their name. Also check the timeline to ensure that it reflects the 3-letter month abbreviation and 4-digit numerical year. As mentioned before, the completed template may not exceed 5 pages and must be submitted to the grant proposal application using the grant proposal form in Amplifund as a Microsoft Word document. This portion of the presentation will cover the cost sharing template. Only secured cost share should be included in the cost sharing template. In addition, funds from other federal or state grant programs cannot be used as matching funds or cost sharing. For clarification regarding cost sharing or matching, please reference the federal cost principles at 2 CFR Part 200, Section 306. Cost sharing template is unscored and is only required for proposals that will include matching funds or in-kind contributions. Matching funds refer to the dollar amount that are committed to your project from a source other than SCBGP. In-kind contributions refer to the estimated dollar or fair market value of time, property, services, or supplies that are donated to your project. Both matching funds and in-kind contributions may come from the applicant organization or from outside of the applicant organization. Any costs or activities described within the cost-sharing template should not be listed within the budget narrative, since the budget narrative is strictly reserved for costs and activities to be paid by SCBGP funds. Because costs and activities covered by cost share are not included within the budget narrative, cost sharing provides the opportunity to detail costs and activities necessary to complete the project objectives that would otherwise be missing from the proposal. For instance, listing an individual's time that will be donated to the project may help clarify that the applicant has sufficient personnel dedicated to the project to accomplish its objectives. Cost share may be used to cover project costs that are unallowable under SCBGP. Please note that having a cost share for your project is not a requirement of the SCBGP, is generally discouraged by USDA, and is not a factor in scoring criteria in either phase of the application process. Applicants that choose to report their cost sharing will be required to report on that cost share throughout the duration of the project if selected for funding. This is an example of a completed cost sharing template. At the top of the template is the application name or title, the applicant organization, and the total amount of cost share committed to the project. The document is broken down into 4 columns: amount, type of cost share, source, and summary of activities or costs covered with cost share. In the amount section, projects will list the total dollar amount committed to them in matching funds or in-kind contributions. Under type of cost share, it will be either matching funds or in-kind contribution as appropriate for the amount listed. The source is the organization or individual that will be contributing the cost share to the project. The summary of activities or costs covered with cost share will be a brief description of the activities or costs associated with the project that the cost share will cover. Depending on how many sources of cost sharing a project has, rows may be added or removed as necessary. An example of the cost sharing template can be found in the grant proposal instructions. Note that this is just an example, so please do not copy it for your own project. This concludes the project objectives and work plan, as well as the cost share presentation. Please give us a moment to look over any questions that we may have received, and we will return shortly. Thank you.